Mobile beacon once again comes out, but the Stormcaller cheese does go off pretty successfully. Tower gets sniped. And now there is level 2 Stormcallers under a tower debuff shooting at a Rhino here. And not much stopping them. I guess there is enough stopping them overall. But that definitely hurt my opponent a lot. By the time that his Rhino crosses the middle, the fight is basically already over. On both sides. Well, there is more on the side of my ally here that still needs to be taken care of. But the Phoenixes should be taking the tower along with the Overload momentarily. I'm also getting the tower here, so the incoming Rhino and Wraith are significantly weaker. I guess it's not even remotely as clear-cut a victory as I was hoping for my ally here. He still gets overwhelmed, which might have something to do with the tower debuff and these units still coming in. Anyhow, tower debuff for binaries units here. My Phoenixes are able, under the chaff, to advance and take his Phoenixes out despite having less range. And with the Scorpions, with the Carry Mustangs, with the Phoenixes, with the Wasps, all of that, it is just too much for the leftover army of binary. That tower cheese was beautiful. That's what happens when you don't put any ground unit in front of your tower, and you try to instead mobile beacon to your opponent's towers. I'm really surprised as well that my opponent has such a late Rhino push. I think it would do a lot more if it was earlier, but I guess it would also be easier to counter maybe. Anyhow, I'm still not sure that he's really committing to this, because if he sells that Rhino and repositions that Wraith, well, what does he still have here? He has some Crawlers, a Marksman, and level 2 Wasps that he can move next round. So really not a big deal. Now, he does have... no, he does not have the Shield Specialist. That was last game. I do have Scorpions here, but I forgot kinda. I was hoping that the Scorpions would instantly pierce the shields, but I don't think they do. I would have needed either 2 level 2 Scorpions or shooting the same shield, or double shot on a level 2 Scorpion. I still didn't really put anything here, but it does keep my... Like, he is on guard against this, because there's an Arclight to deal with chaff, and I could potentially put something else in front. Or just to the side. So he does get a Melter here. I'm still not entirely sure why he's going into Melters. Melters are bad into Scorpions in my experience. I do end up dropping another Scorpion and another Phoenix. And I think, yeah, I put them here in hope of defending against this flank. I was hoping that with the Arclight and the Crawlers here, it was going to be enough. I do end up shielding everything here. But, yeah, I have no chaff in front, so that thing instantly locks onto and takes out the Scorpion. That is a Melter with extra range and then extra range on top of it. This flank does not get defended successfully, and that is an issue. First my tower falls, and then my allies' tower falls, and despite not many units being out, there is simply also no chaff left for my ally, so basically he loses everything to the opponent's Phoenixes and, what's it called, Scorpions. And the Rhino is then pushing in as well. I'm having my tower pushed, and there is not enough of these technically level 15 worth, 15 level 1 Mustangs worth of damage on these Mustangs, but it's not enough under a tower debuff to kill a melting point with just 3 left or so. So yeah, we are really being obliterated by the flank. He did put a level into this, which I find cute, and then he put some chaff in front. I think you should just put some chaff in front. Anyhow, I think I never really noticed that I had absolutely no chaff in front of this, and my Scorpions were being insta-sniped. I think I once again got absolute tunnel vision on this section of the map. That is probably what happened. I am putting some sledgehammers in front, but there's a Wraith with an M-core now. And it's level 2. The Rhino here, he is making it mobile, and he's now putting it a lot more aggressively up front. Basically, the Wraith is chaff clear, the Rhino is everything else clear. And this dynamic duo is going to push on the tower, push towards the tower. I think it would be inefficient to try and level these towers. We would both have to invest into it. I think it's more efficient trying to stop this flank if only one player is doing it. We have more melters on my ally's side. He is starting to buy out. I still don't like the redundancy of the fire badges and the Vulcan. I think you should be selling these and instead getting a Vulcan. But I could also be wrong. I am trying to... what did I buy just now? I don't remember what I bought. I think I bought another Scorpion. Anyway, I now finally have something in front, but I think I never consciously realized that I needed it. The push is once again coming in. Unfortunately, that Scorpion gets a bit distracted. But it does, it does end up locking onto the right target here. Our units did get pulled apart a bit. But that flank is not going to be as successful, I think. Yeah. It got destroyed. The Rhino has finally been dealt with. Unfortunately, there's not enough left to keep everything else from dying. That said, I bought both of us a lot of time. Towers do, however, end up falling. That said, these melters are stuck on chaff. The sledges have been dealt with. The melters should be getting destroyed fairly soon now. Because a level 2 Scorpion with double shot against any giant is just... it is terrifying. Tower does end up falling, but also unfortunately the Scorpion fell. And under the tower debuff, 2 Phoenixes are all that's left from this side of the map. Even these Mustangs under the tower debuff cannot take this Wraith out. And the Wraith is probably going to level. Yeah, it is leveling. So now that is a level 3 Wraith with an M-Core. Technically it is, what would that be? Level 4.8 worth of stats. Top supply specialist for binary. Round number 8, I think that is optimistic. With the increased cost, I think that's officially no longer really worth it. Heavy armor for Harambe. I did not expect that. But he puts it on the now level 4 Rhino, and that is a lot more HP. He also puts some crawlers in front of the push. Relocates the wasps, probably, yeah, he puts them here, right in front. He is constantly investing more and more into this flank, and even at this stage, he could always try to just, make a bit of a special move. We are going to relocate one of these units and sell the other one and just go for mass overlords pushing through here against a player who has mostly Scorpions. I still think that would be a viable strategy, which is why I'm very hesitant to invest massive amounts of money in here and not do anything on this side of the front. We have 2 techs on overlords with level 2, which I really don't think is worth it. Crawler production on the melting points I like a lot more. I think that is good. Elite and only elite on Arclights, which have on average level 1.4. Not sure if that is any good, honestly. The push here is just brutal. But it's brutal because I'm not doing enough to stop it. I'm putting some additional Mustangs down, hoping to deal with potential air threats and clean out the chaff. Now, I didn't exactly expect the heavy armor on the Rhino. I probably should have, which means that the Rhino is pushing through. It is kind of stopped, but unfortunately it survives with a sliver of health and takes the tower out. But only one tower. That said, the Wraith with range and M-Core is easily enough to deal with the other tower. Tower debuff is over, but it hurt a lot. Once again, it's leading to both me and my ally Nenene losing our respective fronts and sucking in this battle. These Phoenixes are level 2, but they are not able to deal with that wave, especially with the range and the marksmen and the melting points to back them up. And it is a... yeah, I think I can call this catastrophic, although... maybe not catastrophic, but severe damage. I think severe is the better word here. It is overall just... how should I put this? more measured than catastrophic. 3 times elite. I'm putting my elite on that Scorpion, so it's now level 4, and it does about, what is this? It does about 30,000 damage per salvo. Bit more. Another Wraith here, I guess to help with chaff clear, especially against the wasps. I'm starting to put levels into my phoenixes, because I desperately need it. There's an entire line of fortresses up front, but nothing to shield them, so the melters will probably lock onto them instantly. More overlords coming out, that I like to see. You have 2 tags in them, you should really be spamming this unit. I do end up going for a mobile beacon because I'm stupid. I was thinking about leading these units away a bit into the overlords here. But of course he's mobile beacon in them, so that doesn't work. I'm just stupid. I think I've kept my economy intact all this time. So I do have a pretty powerful army, and I'm deciding that Mass Scorpion is the way to go here. There is Photon on these rhinos, but Photon has been nerfed drastically.